we were going to go somewhere with this. Over hill and over dale and around the bend and somewhere probably in between. And let's see now. There was this grandmother that took her grandson to the ocean. The boy, dressed for a blistery day, is frolicking near the seashore when a large wave crashes over him and carries him away. The grandmother frantically searches but cannot find the grandson. She weeps, she wails, she cries. To whatever force in the sky might listen, why? Please, he's only an innocent child. Bring him back to me. And miraculously a wave on the horizon begins to crest, and atop of it the boy is perched. And when the wave meets the seashore, the boy is returned safely unharmed. And the grandmother clutches him tightly, looking him up and down, and remarks, he had a hat. Wandering down a lonely path, floating over waves and swells, crossing lakes and ponds, wind and breezes to face and back, past the stars that twinkle bright and the sunshine facing the darkness of the night, through the clouds, rain, sleet, and snow, riding the Milky Way far out to the cosmos, and in the never-ending way, soaking in the mighty waves to the margins of perception, dancing on the graves, from Davy Jones, his locker, to the golden throne. He's an armchair sailor, turning pages in his solitude, wandering down his lonely path, an armchair sailor, turning pages in his path. Now let's see where we're going to go here. We got to go somewhere with this, and you just never know quite where it's going to go. A traveling man in the countryside with his 8-year-old daughter. One particularly stormy night, they're faced with the problem of taking shelter in a local mansion owned by a lonely old spinster. And the widow, well, you can't be a spinster and a widow at the same time, so we'll just call her a widow. The widow was happy to receive guests and was very hospitable to the two weary travelers. And the next morning the father said to his daughter, I need to take care of some business in a nearby town. Mrs. Sterling has kindly, I have to get the words out of my mouth, kindly agreed to look after you while I'm gone. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Promise to be good while I'm gone. Yes, Father, I promise, the little girl said. Though deep down she was nervous to spend the night in a big old house without her father. Nighttime came, and the widow took the girl to the room upstairs. But not an hour had passed when the lady heard crying from the little girl's room. And she went to the little girl's room and said, What is it, sweet child? Did you have a nightmare? There is someone in this room behind the curtains. I'm scared, whimpering the little girl pitifully. And the widow walked to the window and pulled the curtains aside. See, there's no one here. It's probably just a draft moving the curtains. It's a very old house. Now be a good little girl and go back to sleep. But only a short while later, the widow was again woken by cries of the little girl's room. My sweet child, what is it now? There's someone here, I swear. I saw in the corner it's a ghost. The little girl whimpered in her bed. Now, there is no one here but you and me, my dear. It's probably just the shadows of that old oak tree playing tricks with your eyes. Your father will be back first thing in the morning. Now for the last time, be a good little girl and try and get some sleep. An hour passed, and the widow was awoken once again by a knock on her door. She saw the little girl standing outside in a nightgown, weeping pitifully. For heaven's sake, child, it's past midnight. You should be fast asleep. What is it now? The widow asked, exasperated. I saw a ghost again, miss. It won't let me sleep. Can I come and sleep next to you? Now listen to me carefully, child. I have lived in this house for 367 years, and not once have I seen a ghost. Now for the last time, go back to your room and go to bed and get some sleep. Wandering down a lonely path. See what we can make of this. Wandering down a lonely path. Feet heavy, a heart full of wrath. Lost in thought, no one to guide, just me in the shadows by my side. Floating over waves and swells, hoping for a story to tell. Crossing lakes and ponds so deep, the journey of the long, but I do not weep. The wind and the breezes push me on through the forest dark and the fields of dawn. I face the unknown with every step, and I won't give up, 'cause I cannot accept. Floating over waves and swells, hoping for the story once to tell. Crossing lakes and ponds too deep, journey long, but I don't weep. The stars above, they twinkle bright, guide me through the darkest night. I'm keep moving, I'm going on. I'll find my way, I won't be slow. Floating over waves and swells, hoping for a story once to tell. Crossing lakes and crossing ponds, the journey long, it goes on. So I keep wandering down this path, conquering fears, leaving behind the past. And when I look back, in the end, I'll see how far I've come, and I'll smile, smile, once again. Maybe if I lose this capo. That's attitude. I mean, you can't mix that A with, why can't you mix the A with the A minor? Seems like you could. Oh well, anyway. Enough is enough, and on with the weekend we march on.